All right, so this is our first part of Exodus, and this is talking about the Passover. This will be a short video, just about 5 minutes, and then I'll do another 5 or 10 minute one on the Red Sea because these are both very big, important Bible stories. So, Israel gets very popular within Egypt, and Pharaoh wants to eliminate all of the firstborn sons that are being born so that they do not overpopulate and take over Egypt. So, he wants to kill all of the firstborn sons. So all of these babies are dying, but one lady puts her baby into a basket and it floats down the river. And a Egyptian lady finds the boy and raises him as her own. But then they find out that he is a Jew, not an Egyptian. So then he escapes and he flees to the wilderness. While he's in the wilderness, Moses, he sees a burning bush, and there God tells him to go back to his people and rescue them from the land of Egypt. Um, and so after that happens, he's talking with God and he asks, well, when I go to Egypt, who will I say I'm coming from? So God reveals his personal name. This is what he wants to be known by for all generations, and that is Ami Je Ami. I am who I am, meaning he is who he is. You can't put him in a box. You cannot define God. God is all powerful, all knowing, beginning and end. And so God gives Moses many miracles. He sends many plagues unto Egypt, Bipad or Mohammadi, these big plagues like boils and itching and frogs and blood. But Pharaoh does not want to let the people go. Pharaoh constantly wants Israel to stay with him and be his slaves, to build his empire. But this last plague God sends, he says that he will kill every firstborn son of everyone, even Egyptian, even Israelite, unless you sacrifice a lamb and put blood on the doorpost, which shows that you have faith that God will pass over you. That's why it's called Passover. And so Jesus is our Passover lamb. So all the Israelites and even some Egyptians, they cut the throats of the lambs, they put blood on the doorpost, and when the angel of death came that night to do the final 10th big plague, they would pass over. The houses with blood would be safe. And so in the same way, Jesus is our Passover lamb. Jishu Amader Bolidani Meshabok. Jesus is our sacrifice. And so Jesus died on Passover, and that is why he said this is the new covenant. So in the old times, it was the Passover. That was the way that people would, celebrate every year. They would take some bread and some wine and some lamb. And even now as Christians, we do Passover with the bread and the wine, right? And that is to remember when we were dead in our sins, we were slaves, just like they were slaves in Egypt. We were slaves to our sin, and God saved us through his blood, through Jesus's blood. And so basically, God saves many people, but many firstborn sons die, including Pharaoh's son. And so Pharaoh says, fine, I'm so done. Your God is more powerful. I will let you go worship your God. So he lets the Israelites go, and they go worship at a mountain. But even, it says, a mixed crowd went up, meaning that more than Israelites, maybe some Egyptians or other people were with them. So God saved more than just the Israelites. He also brought some Egyptians possibly with the Israelites when they left Egypt. And so God brings them out of Egypt through the Passover. And even to this day, Jews around the world celebrate Passover. So then, now they're in this spot because there are a bunch of people in the middle of the desert and they're worshiping God, and they got freed from Egypt, from Pharaoh. But then they are now stuck because God hardens Pharaoh's heart and sends them after them. But that'll be next video. So the main point is that Jishu Amader Bolidani Meshabok. Jesus is our Passover sacrificial lamb, that our blood. This is a prophecy of what is to come through Jesus. Jesus fulfills that for us. So that is encouragement for today. That is the story of Exodus for today. This is one of the big Bible stories that are very good to know. And I know you guys know these very well, but it's just a very good reminder of what it means for us.